Hello students, in this video we are going to learn vector form of Newton's law of gravitation. You are already familiar with Newton's law of gravitation and it gives the force of attraction between any two bodies because of gravitation. And there we only considered the magnitude of the gravitational force, and that magnitude of force can be calculated using this equation, that is F equals to G m1 into m2 divided by r square. But you know that force is a vector quantity. That means along with its magnitude it has direction, and that's why we have to write the vector form of Newton's law of gravitation. And to do that, first let us consider two bodies of masses m1 and m2 separated by a distance r. So there are two bodies here, m1 and m2, separated by the distance r. Now this m1's position is represented using the position vector r1 in this three-dimensional coordinate system. So this is three-dimensional coordinate system x, y and z. Okay, so in this three-dimensional coordinate system, the position of mass m1 is represented using position vector r1. So r1 is position vector of m1. r1 is position vector of m1. So r1 is position vector of m1, and then the position of m2 is represented using the position vector r2. So this position vector r2 and r1 both have magnitude along with their direction. Okay, so here this r2 is position vector of m2, position vector of m2. So you already know about the vectors, right? The length of this vector represents the magnitude of that vector. The length of this line represents the magnitude of the vector, and this arrow mark represents the direction of that vector. Okay, right. Now to calculate the force, gravitational force between these two objects or these two bodies, we have to define the position vector of one body with respect to other. Okay, so first we start with m2. So the position vector of m2 is represented as r21. The position vector of m2 is represented as r21. So position vector of m2 with respect to m1 can be calculated vectorially by vector method. Okay, so that is simply r2 minus r1. So that can be seen in this diagram also. If you subtract r1, okay, from r2, if you subtract r1 from r2, you will get r21. That is this yellow vector. This yellow vector represents r21. Okay, that means it is a position vector, that is r21 is position vector of m2 with respect to m1. Okay, that means its position with respect to m1. Okay, and its direction is towards m2, and it starts from m1 and ends at m2. Now in opposite way it is r12. So that is position vector of m1 with respect to m2, and its direction is very simple. It starts from m2 and ends at m1. So its direction is from m2 to m1. It's towards m1. The direction of r12 is towards m1. So this represents r12, and this yellow vector represents r21. And here it is r12 is nothing but r1 minus r2. Okay. Yes. So this is about the position vector of m2 with respect to m1 and position vector of m1 with respect to m2. Okay. Now there is one more vector, that is unit vector. So unit vector, it is actually a vector, but its magnitude is only a unity, that is only 1. Its magnitude is only 1. So first I will write the unit vector r21. Unit vector r21. So it is unit vector in the direction from m1 to m2. So R21, this R21 represents a unit vector in the direction from m1 to m2. So this is the unit vector from m1 to m2. So I will represent that unit vector from this blue vector. Okay, so this is now our unit vector, and it is R21 and cap. So this cap represents, it is a unit vector, and its direction is from m1 to m2. Okay, and the unit vector R12 is from m2 to m1. So this is R12. It is opposite to R21. Okay. Yes. So these are two unit vectors, and you know what is unit vector? Its magnitude is only 1. Okay, but it has a direction. Okay. Yes. Now come to the Newton's law of gravitation, and according to Newton's law of gravitation, the force on m1 due to m2. Let us calculate that. The gravitational force exerted on m1 by m2 in the vector form. This time we are going to write in the vector form. Okay, in the vector form. Is given by this equation, that is, this time the this F is in the vector, but this force is on m1 by m2. So it is attracting, m2 is attracting m1, so m1 is moving towards m2, and that's why in subscript I will write F12. So this represents force on m1 by m2. So that is F12. So F12 is now equals to, using Newton's law of gravitation, G m1 into m2. So this will not change. Right? Because it is directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance. So this time distance is r, but to represent in the vector form, the distance is now considered r21 because the m1 is moving towards m2. Okay. So this is r21 square. But still this equation is not complete, because on the left hand side we have direction, but on the right hand side there is no direction. On the right hand side of the equation there is no direction. So let us give direction to this magnitude. So that direction is given by this unit vector R21 cap. Now this equation is complete. Okay. So this force is equals to this much of magnitude along with this direction. Okay. So this gives the gravitational force on m1 by m2. Okay. So if you want to represent that force here, so this is now F12, force on m1 due to m2. Okay. And you can write this equation in other form, that is, if you want to write in the vector R21, then this F12 is now equals to m1 m2, and this time instead of unit vector I will write the position vector R21. That means I have multiplied the magnitude on the numerator side too. So I have to divide that same magnitude, okay, from this equation. So R21 will be now in cube, because R21 is multiplied on the numerator, and then magnitude, and then the magnitude of R21 vector, position vector. Okay, so this equation represents the vector form of Newton's law of gravitation. Okay, so this equation gives force on m1 by m2. Now let us calculate the gravitational force. The gravitational force exerted on m2 by m1 in the vector form. And that is F21 is equals to F21. Why it is F21? Because the force is on M2 now due to the M1, and we represent that force as F21, and it is once again given by Newton's law of gravitation. And you know that the force is directly proportional to the product of masses and inversely proportional to the distance between them, and this time the distance is represented, that is the distance of M1 from M2, as R12 square and then multiplied by R12 unit vector, R12 cap. So this gives the vector form of Newton's law of gravitation. And if you want to represent this vector form in the position vector R12, then it is F12 is now, sorry, it is F21, it is F21, and that is equals to G M1 into M2, and this time I am multiplying the magnitude R12 with the unit vector. The magnitude R12 multiplied by unit vector, that means it will become now the position vector R12. When you multiply the magnitude R12 with the unit vector, you will get R12 position vector and then divided by, so here also I have to multiply that. So it will become R12 cube. So I will take the vector, so I will write the magnitude. Okay. So this equation gives us the vector form of Newton's law of gravitation. Okay. So here are two equations. One, the force on M1 by M2. Here, force on M2 by M1. Okay. So this is the vector form of Newton's law of gravitation. Okay. So one more thing is interesting here, that is since R12 cap, that is the unit vector, R12 cap from this point to this point, R12 cap is equal but opposite to R21, so that's why I am writing negative and then R21, because it is in opposite direction, but they have equal magnitude, that is only 1, because they are unit vector. Okay, and using this two, then you can compare these two, R12 and R21. Okay, and therefore F12 is now equals to minus F21. F12 is now equals to minus F21, and this represents the Newton's third law of motion. So that means Newton's law of gravitation is inconsistent with the Newton's third law of motion. Okay. Yes. So this is all about vector form of Newton's law of gravitation, and here we have given direction to the gravitational force. Okay. Thank you.